A diagnosis of dementia can be devastating. It can be frightening and can also feel very isolating. Everyday life can suddenly seem and feel very different. Dementia is the broad term used to describe a number of different conditions affecting the brain. These include Alzheimer's disease, vascular dementia, and frontotemporal dementia, but there are many types. With the right support and the right awareness, it is possible to live well with dementia as part of a community where individuals are valued, respected, and supported to participate in community life, as well as making decisions about what happens in their own lives. The Life Changes Trust has funded almost 40 dementia-friendly communities all over Scotland. These projects all embrace some basic key principles that help to create robust dementia-friendly communities. These include adopting a social model of disability rather than a medical one, being multi-generational, putting people with dementia and their carers at the heart of decision-making and enabling them to do what really matters to them, providing appropriate training, and working in partnerships and learning from existing communities. This film will look at 5 communities who are creating better lives for people living with dementia and their families. At Aberdeen FC Community Trust, they have been creating and developing their dementia-friendly community to include dozens of dementia-friendly activities and ensuring that the whole club is dementia-trained, right through to the club shop and mascots.
People with dementia are at the heart of what we do. We involve the people with dementia and their families as much as we can in the decision-making process around activities they want to run. And we've been running sessions in and out of the stadium weekly for the last 3 years. All the different departments in the football club has been involved. The entire community trust management staff have been involved in training as well, and it's just created that holistic, I suppose, approach. It's probably been a lot of trying things out, listening to people, telling us what works well, what doesn't work well, and using that to develop a timetable of physical activity sessions that people can go to.
Paths for All is the national walking charity for Scotland, supporting over 500 walks nationwide, come rain or snow, every week. They want to ensure that everyone living with dementia can enjoy the benefits of walking, being outdoors and connecting with nature.
People living with dementia should be more involved to access a local health walk. In some cases there are 20 odd walks taking place every week, and a lot of those are dementia friendly, so they are fully accessible, and that number just continues to grow all of the time.
Heart for Art operates dementia-friendly art groups in communities around Scotland that are open to all. This enables people with dementia to express themselves while breaking down the barriers of preconception and stigma.
Heart for Art was born out of the idea of doing creativity with people who have dementia. The idea was to plant it into communities and let it take root and actually ripple and spread in communities so as other people can get involved, and it raises awareness about dementia and the creative capacities of people with dementia.
Kirrie Connections is a dementia-friendly community in Kirriemuir. They offer a huge variety of support and activities for people who are living with dementia and their carers, from their hub in the centre of town and beautiful garden space.
I know quite a few of the people that come, this is probably the only social interaction they have outside of their own home. Some people have, in addition to dementia, might have mobility issues and really struggle to get out of the house. So to have somewhere that's easily accessible and where they know they're going to be safe, looked after and also stimulated and entertained, I think it makes a big difference to a lot of them. We call it the hub, but a lot of the guys call it the clubby, because for them it's very much a social club. It's where they get together, it's where they socialise, it's where they can be themselves. And for people who can be very, very isolated, just to have that social interaction and to be with people who are understanding of their situation, I think is very, very powerful for them.
The Sporting Memories Foundation is the world's first charity dedicated to sports reminiscence and physical activities to support isolated people across the country.
People with dementia can really struggle with the here and now and in conversation, whereas a lot of those long-term memories stay intact. And by tapping into those long-term memories, which are still really quite vivid, we find that people living with dementia can actually articulate some of those memories in a setting that's friendly and respectful, and where they're given the time and space to express those. It means that they're communicating again and socialising again.
Across each of the communities, volunteering is a vital component, offering much needed support to projects. A lifelong Aberdeen fan, Donna got involved with the Aberdeen FC Community Trust 2 years ago, having been diagnosed with dementia at the age of 37. Donna is supported by volunteer Marion, and the two have built a close relationship.
Donna is a huge Aberdeen supporter, season ticket holder, so our family approached and asked if Donna could be involved in some capacity. After speaking with Donna and her family, we found out she wanted to be involved in doing something meaningful. She missed her job, missed working as well, so we invited her to be a volunteer with Aberdeen FC Community Trust.
And I remember the first day that you came in and you wouldn't look at anybody, your head was down, you're walking in. And I guarantee within 3 weeks, the staff upstairs and the trust here said, Donna's on her way, she's off the bus and she's running. And you couldn't wait to get into being amongst us again. We thoroughly enjoy having you with us. We don't give you a job just for the sake of giving you a job. What you do helps me, because it means that I haven't to do so much when you're in.
It's gave her a bit more of independence. She will now attend our health walks, walking football projects, our boogie at the bar and our session on a Thursday as well. But even more so, she now attends away games, going down in the supporters bus to away games as well, which is brilliant for her to get to see her heroes home and away as well.
And have you got your own seat?
Oh yes, I've got one.
Whereabout? Where is it again?
Row H90 in the North End.
Yes. I sat on your seat maybe about 3 weeks ago when I was doing the challenge. I thought, this is Donna's seat.
Each of the dementia-friendly communities also run a number of different projects and activities. In Aberdeen, the Techno Gym is one of the more popular dementia-friendly initiatives. Held in the stadium itself, its aim is to get older people active through simple strength and balance exercises.
It's often the lower level things that we involve people with in terms of having a voice and being included and doing things that matter to them. So for example, the Techno Gym class, they'll all pick a song for the playlist for the day, which can be quite a mix of people, a mix of songs. Like last week we had Daniel O'Donnell followed by Jimi Hendrix, you know, and it was a good mix. And it's definitely one of the biggest bits of feedback we're getting is just thanks for asking me, thanks for involving me, thanks for acknowledging me and giving me a bit of an opinion and a voice. I think that's probably the most common feedback I'm getting. One quote a gentleman said was that he's never had so much fun since having dementia recently, and I just thought it was really, really powerful. The man's got an illness that's very difficult and he's saying he's having the time of his life.
sporting memories session encourages participation, so group discussion can vary wildly. And not just about sport, the group often involves physical activity too.
'Cause when you're smiling, the whole world smiles with you.
You see people coming to weekly groups. They build up the camaraderie, their confidence, their personality changes in a way where they may not have laughed for a long time. So the humour is a big part of what we do.
His commentary, they said, this is Dick Donald here reporting from Dens Park, Dundee, where Dundee United and Dundee have played out a drab draw and a downtrodden day in Dundee. And he just kept, everything was D's. It was just, I can always...
So it is about getting to know the individuals as people and not being distracted by any diagnosis or labels that they might have. Everybody over time develops a wonderful sensitivity to each other, and they really become pleased when someone, for example, who finds it very difficult to verbalise responses suddenly comes out with an answer. And you often get spontaneous applause and things, which is great to be a part of.
Men in particular, I think, might have missed out on that camaraderie that they used to have in the work environment or in the pub and their social lives. And I think men do find it hard to find that when they've become isolated through living with dementia or other conditions. And I think this is an opportunity for them to come together and relive that experience and have that social network again and have that friendship and all the banter and all the fun that goes with it. That does build up confidence and people feel able to contribute and nothing else. That's the most impactful and beautiful thing about what can happen in the group is everybody feeling able to contribute in whatever way they can.
While partnership working and collaboration are vital to dementia-friendly communities, at their heart, these communities are about the people they enable.
Well, Ian, who was in the group today, when he first came to the group, he was reluctant to come to the group in the first place. I mean, he'd had a diagnosis of dementia and he has Parkinson's disease as well. So he had to be encouraged to come along in the first instance.
When I found out different things wrong with me, I was shutting myself away. I didn't want to get out of the house. The nurses and my wife, my family were trying to get me to go to clubs like this. And I just didn't fancy it, I don't know, I just wouldn't give it a try. I just kept saying, no, it's not for me. Eventually, I came and my wife brought me, and I've never looked back since. It's actually turned out it's the best thing I've ever done, was to come to it.
He got to a point where he started contributing in quite subtle ways to begin with, helping some of the other members of the group who perhaps were finding it more difficult to engage in some of the activities. He'd be quite mindful of that and would help people within the group, to a stage where he's contributing now by running the quiz each week, and now where he's actually going along to another group and volunteering.
I've actually joined a library. I've never been in a library in my life, so I joined a library to try and get some trivia books. It's something I can look forward to, because if you're sitting about the house, the walls start drawing in on you a wee bit, so it gets you out, and just to say, it's good to get out.
One of the unique aspects of the Heart for Art classes run by Crossreach across the country is that they are open to all, not just artists. But whatever level of skill, every class is structured around the participants themselves.
So there are some basic principles that underpin a dementia-friendly community, and for us it starts from that place of choice, whether that's them starting to decide, do I want to do a landscape today? Do I want to paint, this photograph of my garden or this place that I used to go walking? What matters to them? What are they trying to communicate? And how can we help people to do that?
It's definitely the attraction of water and countryside. So that was quite a pattern of the first few pictures. And then we got settled into the sea, didn't we, more and more, and some lovely ones there. I think it's interacting with beauty. That's the best way I can put it.
We have people who perhaps can't verbalise what they're thinking or what they're feeling, and living with that frustration is tough. So when they come to us, they feel like that burden's lifted. They feel that they can communicate through their pictures, through their colours, through their brushstrokes. It's magical what a couple of hours of creativity can do for anybody, not just people with dementia.
Well, we arrived and it was as though she'd been coming to art classes all her life. I mean, the very first class that she was here, paintbrush in one hand, something to paint, and she just got on with it. So that was quite awe-inspiring.
I've been in courses before and I went home and I couldn't remember anything when I went back, but this place is different. And the other thing is, if you're not sure, you can just turn around to whoever's there and say, I don't understand this or that. They'll show you and tell you, and they don't even look as if, oh, this nuisance, They're all just, you feel like you're in there with brothers and sisters.
Mary is very engaging. I think we click, if that's the right word, and she's able to give me some background of her life, and I can relate to Glasgow and perhaps some of the things that she can relate to, and that perhaps stimulates her memory, and I think it's a mutual bond that's formed with that.
It's amazing, so he is. I'll be drawing something that, and then he'll be drawing this other bit, and I'll say, what did you do that for? But he's teaching you. He's not just sitting with you, he's teaching you and helping you and helping you understand what you're doing. I mean, you could draw and then walk away and forget all about it. But when somebody teaches you about things, it sticks in your brain, and I just love it. I really do.
So I didn't intend to I was just here to be with my mum and...
But she's got involved.
I've got involved, yeah. Got hooked.
That's great.
Heart for Art groups are set up in community spaces across the country, often church halls. Frequently, they become dementia hubs in their community, which are used out with the Heart for Art sessions, with church members often becoming volunteers.
Though they have dementia, there are other skills and talents that have been used in the past, and skills and talents they found they never thought they had. There are also benefits, for example, those in the community. For example, the school with the S6 pupils coming to help. They're developing their artistic endeavours, but they're also working and learning, in actual fact, what it's like to work with people and learn from people with dementia. I'm amazed at the artwork that's done within the Heart for Art group. There are people who have had artistic backgrounds, and that comes back out again. I'm not artistic in that particular way, but when you look at what people have painted, it would take your breath away.
Paths for All run many different types of dementia-inclusive walking and health sessions, including their ever-popular walks in Loch Lomond and the Trossachs National Park.
We want to encourage people to walk within the national park.
Congratulations, we actually hit a new high of 50 walkers.
People with dementia are able to walk in an inclusive environment, walking alongside our normal walkers. They are welcomed and brought into the walking group as a whole without any thoughts about where they've come from, who they are, or what their background is. They're just included as any other walker would be.
People just want to be out and about, but they also want to feel safe and welcomed when they do that. And our health walk obviously provides all of that opportunity. A lot of people have a preconception of what dementia might mean for somebody, but until somebody meets a person with dementia, they don't really get that full understanding of what it's like to meet that person. And more often than not, we often hear that it's not what they thought it was, and it's another person who's living in the community who just wants a bit of company, who wants to enjoy all the things that their community has to offer. That's often the stories that I hear when I go along to a health walk, is a story about their community and the tea room that they used to go to, or the bowling club that they used to attend, or how they met their partner. So it's lovely. Yeah.
Why do you enjoy the walk so much?
Lovely scenery.
Yes.
Nice people. Gorgeous people.
Aww. You love your independence,
I'm
don't
not
you?
because I hate being told you can't do this and you can't do that.
Paths for All also established a partnership with a local care home in Dumbarton called Crosslet House, where they support residents and non-residents with activities including strength and balance exercises, and often help them join the health walks.
When I came here, I couldn't read or write when I came here at first because of my stroke. They brought me on with word puzzles and all this kind of stuff. Because I've got a lot to thank these women for, you know. They've done a wonderful job for me. Anyway, I used to have terrible mood swings. But it was frustration more than anything else, you know, very frustrating. You always want to do what you used to do, but unfortunately I can't. That's how I'm happy to try anything, you know. The easier walks will take us along. Because you know me, I'm at a donkey's tail all the time. There's no that I'm no fit, it's just, that's me, you know. I'm no rush to go anywhere, you know. Because life's too short.
And Crosslet House, the work they do is intergenerational, and it's very popular.
The children have taken part in a few sessions, and we find that there's a little bit of competitiveness that creeps in when the children are around. The residents seem more motivated, they definitely are more competitive, and the children really help to bring that aspect out in them. The children are so much more confident. There's no expectation between what the residents can do and what the children can do. Everyone's really accepting.
Why, I love the kids. I love the kids. Why, I could sit with kids all day. I love them. But they all seem to like me because they'll not pass me. Not one of them will pass me. And they go, oh, Betty, and I'll get talk away to them. Why, I like moving about and keep my muscles going. Because if you sit all day, you're stiffing up. And I don't want to do that. I mean, I've been from my youngest, when I was at a proper hell. I mean, I was never off the go. I was getting round. If I wasn't climbing out a dike, I was doing something else. But it's been my life all my days now. I just really, it's been fun every day. I like to enjoy life. I just be truthful, anything that's on, I'll have a go at it. I'll go at it. And if I can do it, enjoy it, and I'll have.
At Kerry Connections, individual involvement of people affected by dementia is also key, with activities and projects driven by those who actually use the hub.
Hello Michael, how are you? Still alive. Good.
Hello! It's me!
How are you doing? I wrote a song with the kids in forward.
Yeah. That's the way you spoke, right?
That's right.
All right.
Okay, but this is a listening one now, okay? So here we go. We'll do a wee listening one.
What you really said is sharp. I've been there, I can't argue.
You have it in one, sir. All the help I can get. Oh.
We're focused on a person-centred approach at Kerry Connection, so we're building on the strengths that people have, the skills that people have, and also hopefully helping them to develop new skills. But that has to come from what their wants and their needs are, and what they want to do. So it's very, very much driven by the people who attend, the members.
Well, after my wife died, you're lonely, but you're looking for something to do and all the rest of it. It was Graham or some of them invited me to come up, But I really enjoy it. You're meeting other folk, that's the thing.
Mountain time, all around the blooming river.
It's a great place to come. And I really I've got dementia, and it's a place that are dementia aware. They really look after the aged and infirm, to put it in the nicest possible way.
One recent project at the Hub saw local Kirriemuir artist and volunteer Maureen developing a mosaic influenced by memories from the group and what they wanted to represent.
We talked with some of the people that come into the Hub about their memories, and we wanted to try and represent as much of them as we could. So we have a post bike representing one of the gentlemen that was a postman, and he used to cycle all the way up the glen on his post bike every day, and he said that he also was able to take the bike to the dancing, and you could bring somebody home in the bar. You would bring a girl home in the bar. And the circus used to come to town on a train, and the elephants would be tethered up the hill, and people would be able to go up and pet an elephant. It's quite incredible, isn't it? Can you imagine what that would do when you were a wee boy going up there and seeing an elephant tethered to the chain? And the tractor is everybody's memory. All boys and girls as well, and Kirriemuir, sort of old women, all remember a tractor. They probably come home from a dancing one as well, if they didn't get a lift on the bike.
Last year, local poet Mark developed a project called Try Being Me, where he asked each of the members of the Kirrie Clubby with dementia to write a poem about their experiences.
It was just a great response. Some of them were very honest about it. They said what they wanted to say, what it was like to be other people judging them, about forgetting things, and about what it was like to be them as well. So for me, it opened my eyes up as well about what it was like to be and to have dementia.
It's amazing, the mind. There's people in there that don't know whether what they've drawn to get there or who's brought them there. I think they chat away and go into detail on what they used to do and all that. Me, I'm still finding it a job to make a cup of tea and drink it. I forget it. But I'm just beginning to remember me cup and say, oh, that's good, I've drunk this one this time actually.
With dementia, you've got two choices, and one of them is loneliness. Because if you don't have anybody to talk to, it could be a long day and a lonely day. And these people make the effort to make it, to include. And that's why I like coming here, personally, is the fact that you're treated like a normal human being with a real life and a real head on your shoulder.
It's been bloody great, really. I'm so thankful I come up here every Thursday. And I stood outside that door and I didn't know whether to go in or not. If I'd been telling you this a little while ago, I'd have been nearly breaking down at the beginning of the year. But it's become normal for me now. I'm getting to know Kerry and all what's going on, like, you know. So it is really, it's a godsend to me, it has been.
With each of these dementia-friendly and dementia-inclusive communities, what's clear is the impact on those who are enabled to lead fulfilling and meaningful lives.
It's unbelievable, really, you know. I knew that it would be a good project. I knew we would make some impact, but I never dreamed that it would have been as big an impact on the person with dementia and the wider family as what it has been, you know.
I've said it time and time again, and they've changed my life for the better. I feel that I'm living now. We're in a family here, and it is a family. And I just, as I said, I'm living now. I'm making every day count. And that's why I want to get the funds so they can carry on doing that for lots more. Thank you.
Misconceptions about dementia, I mean, there's lots. The classic one is dementia is just memory loss. You know, dementia isn't just memory loss. There's so much more to it than that. The other one that I think is really, really important, that the Life Changes Trust has really exemplified, is that it's possible to live well with dementia. You know, people can have fulfilled lives even with the diagnosis of dementia, and that's something we try our hardest to do, to make sure that we support the people that come through the hub.
That's the awful thing about living with dementia is often things are just being taken away and you're able to do less and less. What we're trying to do is give people agency again, so they can contribute.
Yeah, I think we break a lot of barriers, actually. That's our whole aim, is to try and reduce the stigma that's attached with a dementia diagnosis. So often people's perception of dementia is associated with loss. Loss of cognitive function, loss of memory, loss of what they could do before the diagnosis. And I think we shine a little light on what can be done.
It's just a few words I wrote a little while ago. Seems strange to me now, but try being me. Is it possible to be able to think like someone else? Would you be able to think like me? There's times I don't know how I think myself. What is it we really want to know? Do you really care what sentiments I've got, what my sentiments are, or what is important to me may not mean anything to you. For instance, just a tune can bring you to tears. Memory is a hard thing to pin down. I don't really know where to start. There are so many chapters in my life, and each one is so different. It's like being many people. Where do we start? So it's a funny old thing, isn't it? So,